Rephr is having their 40% off sale starting today. Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique Beauty, where we cover all things beauty and lifestyle for the over 50 women. So today's video is I am going to talk about some of my favorite Rephr brushes. Now, if you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I love Rephr. This is not a sponsored video. I am an affiliate though, so if you do get to the Rephr website using my link, then I will receive a small commission off of your purchase. However, you do not need to go and use my link to take advantage of this. I literally just started as an affiliate with Rephr last fall. I have been talking about their Rephr brushes forever. I was an original Kickstarter. It started out as a Kickstarter campaign, and I ordered my brushes as a Kickstarter, waited 6 months for them to get their complete launch collection, and have been a huge, huge fan ever since. So I have used these personally and on my YouTube channel for a long time before I became an affiliate. But when it was offered to me, why not? I'm talking about them anyway. So, all right, let's get down to it. 40% off the entire store. Everything will be put in its concept store. And everything should be back in stock. I had questioned about the curler because if you watch my videos, you know I love their curler for many, many reasons, and we'll talk about it. And they said that it is also going to be back in stock, and they had 6,000 people sign up to be notified when this eyelash curler was back in stock. And I like to think that maybe I had a little bit something to do with it because I do sing its praises pretty much in every video that I happen to mention my eyelash curler. Okay, so let's talk about the 5 favorite brushes, and then I'm going to talk about some of the other ones that they have that are similar and, you know, what the difference is. Because sometimes when you're looking on the website, you're like, you know, I don't know which shade of brush to get. Now, I will say my brushes, I didn't clean them before this video, so some of them are dirty or have noticeable makeup on them. Okay, the first brush I am going to recommend is the number 17. This one has been my favorite brush for a long time. I've been talking about it for like 2 years. I use this one. It's kind of a flat, dense brush. I use this one for all of my cream makeup. So I use it to blend in my cream blushes, and I use it to blend in my cream bronzers. And the reason I like it is because of its size. And then I can also both stipple to kind of lighten or fade the color, or just stipple on the edge, like the upper edge of my blush. I can take that blush and it will still fit over my eye. So when I like to bring the blush color over my eye, I can still do that with this size brush. And I've just always loved the shape. It is very dense, and this circle, it's about the size of a nickel, maybe a little bit bigger than a nickel, smaller than a quarter. It's just the right size for me. So I like it a lot, and I've used it for several years and talked about it for several years. Another brush that I love is the blush brush, and this is the 05. Now, I like this because it's soft and fluffy. So when I'm using a blush, a lot of my blushes are highly pigmented. Let's say the Wayne Goss blushes, I think, are highly pigmented. This one, it's so nice to just tap on, and it goes on like whisper light. It's not like I tap it on and then I get this big chunk or big patch of blush. So that's why I like it, because it has the shorter bristles. It kind of goes gradually longer, but it is a more flexible blush brush. So this is the 05. Now, they did come out with a similar shaped one, the 24. And I do have this one too. This is a very similar shape. This one is more dense. And so sometimes I say I use this for all my cream blushes, but lately sometimes I've been using a bigger blush brush because I've been kind of getting into a more messier blush and contour application versus a precise application. And so sometimes I will just do my streak of blush and then my streak of contour with the cream product. And then I just kind of do a messy, you know, rub in with this brush. If you are looking for another brush, if you already have a real soft, fluffy blush brush, you might try the 24 as a more dense brush. I've also used the 04 sometimes for blush. And usually it's because this one is dirty. And this one is also really soft. It's a little bit smaller, so it does go a little bit more precise. I don't know. Usually I grab this when my other one is dirty. But it is a soft, fluffy, all-purpose shaped brush. So this one looks like it would be really good for contour too. First two favorite brushes are these two. Now the powder brush, my favorite powder brush is their 30. I love this one because it is soft and fluffy. And oh, I'm like flinging powder everywhere as I do this. I just love how soft and fluffy it is. Because it is natural bristles, it does pick up and hold more product than, let's say, some other soft and fluffy natural or synthetic bristles. Natural bristles tend to hold product, powder products better. That's one of the benefits of natural goat hair over synthetic hair. And I will say that's, one thing about these brushes. I guess I should talk about them. They are all handmade in Japan. What they do is they don't kill the animals. They just kind of pick up the goat hair or shed them or shave them like you would a sheep to get the wool. And then they don't cut the ends. So what they do is they take all this hair and then they line them up so that the uncut ends are exactly where they want them, and then they manipulate it so that they're extra soft on the ends. And that's what makes the handmade in Japan brushes. And there are several brands out there that do handmade in Japan, but that's what makes them special because they are not, just cut across or cut into shape. It's kind of like, your facial hair, your whiskers, if they grow in naturally, they're a lot softer than if you shaved them and you cut them like a rough end where it's cut in the middle at its thickest part. So the 30 is my favorite all over face brush. I do have two other ones. I have the number 22, which I used as my powder brush. It's much denser. It's got shorter bristles. And I use this one before I realized this is sold as a bronzer brush, and I just always use it for my face powder. Again, super soft and fluffy. I would have been quite happy with this until this one came out, and I was like, ooh, I even like light and airy better. Now, 25 is their first powder brush. It is also a little bit longer than the bronzer brush, and it's shaped, rounder. And it's another super soft one. It is also a little more dense. And you can see just by the shape, these bristles kind of go out and these are a little more tapered and rounded. I think it's all preference, but again, I like the light, fluffy, and airy. So that's why the 30 is my favorite. Okay, I have not found another brush that's like this one, the number 32. This is a rounded angled brush. I wish they would make a foundation brush kind of like this. I mean, they have this foundation brush. I guess it could be considered the smaller one. I wish this one had longer bristles though. Obviously I do use this, but yeah, I wish it was a little bit longer bristles, but really dense. So this one, the number 32, is my concealer brush. I love to blend out my concealer, especially a lot of the thicker ones. I usually blend my concealer up over my eye. I have several concealer videos from last summer and even into the fall, so you can see how I apply my concealer. I probably will do another one because sometimes people don't like to go back and look 6 months ago at old videos. So I'll have another one coming up in the next month or two. But I love the way it blends in right here because this is where I need my brightening. And this is so small and precise, it can do that. It also blends really good out here. It cleans up my eyeshadow. Yeah, I just love this brush. Again, nice and dense, but super, super soft. And then my fifth and final top 5 Rephr brush that I think you should consider is the number 26. So this is a pencil brush. It is a pointed pencil brush. So they have another pencil brush. Yeah, the number 12 is a traditional pencil brush. So it's got the rounded tip, and these are really good for applying color, you know, right at the corner of your eye. It's very precise. I like the pointy tip because not only do I use it to apply at the corner of my eye or maybe even make just like a little eyeshadow wing, I also use it to blend underneath my eye. Sometimes I want a very soft filtered look. I want to keep it nice and pigmented and dark right at the lash line, but then I want it to, you know, soften out as you go down. And I love this shape for doing that. It's really good, very precise. I can get it into my corner and really blend out my eyeshadow. Okay, so they have a couple more of these pencil brushes. When you look online, they have them zoomed in, so you think they're all the same, but you can see how different they are in size. So this is the number 26. It's the largest because for me, I can use it two ways. I can use it to apply eyeshadow on the corner and also to smudge my eyeliner. The 03 is, to me, a perfect eyeliner brush also. In fact, that's what I use today. I only have powder eyeliner on, and I used the 03 today to blend it out to make it really soft. And then if you're really precise, then the 23 is a super fine detail brush. So that's the difference between those. What about the eye? So these are my 5 brushes because I think these shapes are unique and they're a little bit different than what you can get from, you know, just any brush manufacturer. So if you're looking for something, you might want to, you know, and you just want 1 or 2 specialty brushes, these are the ones I would look at. But again, there's so many other brushes. They have their whole eye collection. I don't know if I have every one of their brushes, but I have almost every one of their brushes. But I wanted to just talk about a good collection. If you were thinking of, okay, that's fine, but I want some good eye brushes. That's what I'm looking for. So I just wanted to touch on that really quick. If you were just starting a kit, these are the 5 brushes that I would want to start for my more hooded eye. So my hoods are kind of fading on one eye. And it's not that the hood faded, it's kind of the hood deflated. And so now it's skin and it's folding back instead of that kind of puffiness. But actually right now both eyes are folding back. So it's just so strange. So sometimes my skin is touching my lashes like in my 30s and 40s. And sometimes the skin folds back. I can never tell. Like this eye rarely folds back, but it's folding back today. So weird. Aging is so weird. Not saying it's good or bad. It's just different, right? But these are the ones that I would recommend for hooded eyes if you needed a set. And I'll start with the 02. This is just a general purpose shader brush. And this is really good for applying your lid shade. So this is a perfect shader. This is my when I'm applying an all over shade, this is the one I use. I also have the 28. And the 28 is a similar kind of a similar shape. It's a little bit narrower. And I think they have another one that's a similar shape that is all synthetic. But the 28 is both a combination of synthetic and natural bristles. And it makes it a little bit better for like cream makeups. And this one's kind of geared towards applying shimmers. And so I do use that for that. But usually, again, it's whichever one's clean. But I find this one better if you're using a lot of powdered shadows. You can use shimmers with this. I use shimmers with the 02 all the time. And then the 28, I think would be good, especially it's a good concealer brush too, that you can apply your and blend out your concealers. And so this one is a little thinner, a little more precise. I also use the 28 sometimes because it's a finer point. I will also use it to smudge out my eyeliner also. Okay, we already talked about, little pointy ones. The 03, I think it's good to have a nice little eyeliner brush. I think the 03, it's very precise. You're not going to get eyeliner all over your face. You can direct it exactly where you want it. And then let's talk about blender brushes. So the 01, I think, it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a combination between the shader and a blender. And so this, if I just had one brush for the way I apply my eyeshadow, which is pretty simple, I just usually do a one and done, and then occasionally I'll go in with a transition color, and occasionally I'll go in with an outer corner color, but normally it's a one and done. And this one, I could do all three. It's fluffy enough to blend. It's small enough to do a lid application and even just grab it on the point. It's tapered that you could just grab some color on the point and apply or tap on color just at the point. So I feel like the 01 is just a great brush if you just want one makeup brush, the 01, or for your eyes. Okay, as far as all of the blender brushes, right? Rephr's got all different sizes, and some of them it's hard for me to tell the difference in them, even by reading their descriptions. So when I was looking at all their sizes, so this one's the newest one. I don't know, when I ordered mine, they had all different ferrule options. I don't think they have all these options anymore, but they might. But I like one small one. So that would be either the 13 or the 14. And I like the 14. So that one's my preferred size because it is small enough to apply just a nice amount of eyeshadow like on my crease or transition, and then I will blend it out with one of the more fluffy brushes. And so if I had to pick one fluffy brush, and I went back and forth trying to decide which one I was going to recommend, because again, I just reach for and grab whichever one's clean. But I think the 16 would be my favorite. It's a little bit longer, but it still is tapered. So the 27, this middle one, is also longer, but it kind of goes out this way. The bristles are wider and fluffier. So this is one of their fluffiest brushes, but I like kind of long, but still tapered, so for control. And then the 15 is just a more medium size blender brush. That's why my recommended 5 eye makeup brushes for hooded eyes would be the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 14 and the 16. So those are my 5. And then of course, I will always recommend their eyelash curler. And I've talked about it before. It's a little bit longer than a regular eyelash curler. I used to use the Shu Uemura for years and years. It's a little bit wider and it's a little flatter. So with the Shu Uemura, like it was hard for me to...
Sorry, could you say that again?
Sounds like...
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay, so with the Shu Uemura, it is a little bit more curved. So I had a harder time getting the center of my lashes because also it was shorter. So I kind of had to do a little angle this way and an angle this way. But that higher curve, I felt like wasn't getting my lashes down at the base. This one, for my eyes, and I know it's all dependent on your eye shape, I can grab my entire lash line from left to right, and I can squeeze it and curl it. I don't end up with a big dent right here, which is what I did with other eyelash curlers. Yeah, it's just the right size. It comes with, I think they come with 5 pads, so it is refillable, and you have one, and then you just buy the pads. Yeah, it is definitely my favorite, all-time favorite, holy grail eyelash curler. Okay, and that's it. I mean, like I said, there are a couple of other brushes. I really liked I'll just talk about them. They're 18 and 19. You can see the difference. The 18, these are all kind of small pointed brushes. I always like them for contour. So the 18 is a little bit smaller, rounder. The 19 is a little bit longer. I like the 18 to apply contour because it's a little more precise. They have the fan brush if you wanted to fan on some highlighter. You could also tap it on with this brush 04. And I think that pretty much showcases the difference in size on similar shaped brushes, because I still stare at the website sometimes and go, which one did I like? Which one am I talking about? Which one is that? So I did have to go and pull them all out and compare them side by side to figure out which ones I reach for first. And then after they're dirty, then I start reaching for the other ones. I hope this helps you make a decision if you are considering the Rephr brushes. Again, 40% off. Do have that affiliate link down below, but you do not need it to get that 40% off. I believe it is a site-wide sale with no no code needed. You know, when you get to the website, look and see. I'll tell you if you need the code. Oh, I did want to point out too, because they have this, and as of earlier this week, their hydration cream, and you can see I have been using it. It's getting all dented up. Their hydration cream is pay what you think it's worth. So the retail would be $26. It's got niacinamide, dimethicone, centella asiatica, I'm not sure what that is, metaform, seed oil, and a hyaluronic acid compound. This is a great priming moisturizer. It is fragrance free also, because I do like my Embryolisse. It's very similar to that in my mind, but the Embryolisse does have a fragrance, a beautiful fragrance. I love it, but this one is fragrance free, and I do enjoy using this also as a priming moisturizer. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.